What's up, YouTube? It's Cat Sports once again. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. As I always mentioned before I start, I don't have any kind of prearranged subject matter in my streams. We just go where the conversation takes us, okay? Also, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing, and we're looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a channel or a podcast or anything to become a member. There's only one requirement. You just have to love talking boxing. All right, Gregory Pratt, what's up, GP? My home guy, fellow Baltimorean. How you doing this afternoon? Tim Layton, JBT. Tim Layton is one of the early members of the JBT. The train is still in the station. You better get on before we pull out, because the JBT community got big things planned. And there's Aunt McQueen. Yeah, I know he got a lot to say about last night. Because although there weren't a lot of punches thrown, but it was a lot of action. You just had to know what you was looking at. So a lot did go on during the fight. And we're gonna get it because we got one of the big fights that we've been buzzing about for months. Is now history. Shakur Stevenson, Edwin De Los Santos. Shakur got the win. He didn't make a lot of people happy, but he's now the WBC champion at 135. And there was 10 fights on the card. I'm not going to go into all of them. I just want to touch on briefly. Jackson Murray beat Steven Torres. They were heavyweights. 6-round unanimous decision. What about Abdullah Mason? Wow. He got a very impressive second-round knockout. Knocked the guy down twice. Beautiful, textbook, straight left hand. One-punch knockout. Well, he did set it up with the right, but that was just like a range finder. And did he find the range? Ooh. Referee didn't even bother to count. Let me put the link in, because I got open door policy. Panel was always open. Let me see here. Yes, Abdullah looked very good. Top rank is full of young talent over there. And then up next was Emiliano Vargas. He had never admitted, but you know he was trying to follow Abdullah's act with an impressive performance, and we got it. He knocked his guy down 2 times on the way to a second-round knockout also. He drilled, who was he fighting? Marcus was fighting Brandon Mendoza, who's the knockout puncher himself. He had 6 knockouts in 6 fights. But Emiliano Vargas drilled him with a right hand in the second round. Referee waved that one off too. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I think it was Ant. He was talking about Emiliano Vargas and Abdullah Mason wasn't on that card by accident. That's a potential fight way, way, way down the line. So, both of them 19 years old. If they can keep those 2 guys winning, that would be a super duper mega fight in the future. And it's that classic matchup that always sells too. African American against Mexican. Ooh. Yeah, and that is definitely a collision course. Just got to keep them both winning. I'm trying to put this link in. I can't do 2 things. I can't talk and fight at the same time. But yeah, both of those youngsters, both 19 years old, both were very, very, very impressive performances last night. And what's impressive about the Vargas is you would think, I think it's like 3 sons that are fighters, and the father was a world championship fighter. You would think he pushed them towards boxing, but he said no, he didn't want any of his sons to box. They chose to be boxers of their own. So, that's noteworthy. Because when I first found out about the Vargas family, the sons, I was thought that, yeah, Fernando probably pushed them towards it, but he said no. It was their choice. That's what they wanted to do. I think it's Junior. I think he got a knockout recently too. Missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there it is. There's the link. Anybody else can? Oh, D for the win is coming to the building. What's up, D for the win? I gotta learn how to scroll down on this. D for the win. Gregory Pratt. Thomas Morris. Tampa Tommy's here. He said he'll be done working in a few minutes. Welcome back, Thomas. Yeah, because I got the link in. I'm gonna need some help chopping up what happened last night. And I think Aunt McQueen's mentioned it earlier this morning that it wasn't a lot of punches thrown, but it was a lot going on in that fight. You just had to know what to look for. That's why I'm telling you, you got to come over there to those casual corners. You would have saw the fight a lot better. It wouldn't have been as boring as it seemed, Because all the movement, the footwork, when the punches were thrown, when they weren't thrown, all that was for reasons. But it was a boring fight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I expected more out of Shakur. But hey, he gets a chance to redeem himself. But one thing that one point nobody is making. Remember when Boots had that performance against Karen? Couldn't catch up with him, couldn't cut the ring off. Now everybody was just down on Boots, calling him trash and all. How come De Los Santos didn't get the same treatment? Because there's 2 people in there. The Kerr wasn't in there by itself, okay? And De Los Santos was in there to win that belt, so if Shakur is running around the ring, make something happen. Cut it off. Seemed like De Los Santos would start the round out trying to be a little aggressive, and then he would just give up. Just follow Shakur around for the majority of every round. That's how I saw it. Okay. But anyway, we also had Troy Vargas was Troy Isley was on the card. He had a pretty fan-friendly fight with Vladimir Hernandez. Went the distance. Split decision. No, it was a unanimous decision, but it was a close unanimous decision. D for the win says, I just watched it back. I think we was just looking for way more. It still wasn't a good night, but I think it wasn't as bad as I felt last night. Yeah, D for the win. I think a lot of people will feel that way once they watch it again. Yeah. I haven't watched it again yet, but I probably will sometime later today. Yeah, man, I thought I expected more from Shakur, more on the offense. I saw numerous times where he could have, he didn't let punches go that was there for him, He let De Los Santos escape a few times. But Troy Isley got a split, close unanimous decision. I think it was 77-75, something like that. Around 5 rounds to 3. Yep. And Floyd Hernandez was on Floyd Diaz was on the card, excuse me. He got a now he had the split decision. Right. He also had 2 knockdowns. I think all 3 judges had it 114, 112. What y'all think about Conceição? I've been saying that man's name wrong all this time. Why did somebody tell me? I was saying Conceição. It's Conceição. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. When a lot of people watch it back, they'll see more. You know, and then if you know what you're looking for, it was a lot going on in there. It wasn't as much as we wanted it to be, but you know. Who would y'all like to see Shakur fight next? And also the Navarrete Conceição. Conceição really surprised me. I mean, he fought the way I thought he would, but I didn't think. I thought Navarrete would eventually stop him. I didn't think Conceição would keep getting up like that. I think he won. And it was a majority draw. You know, that's when one judge gives it to one guy and then the other two have it a draw. And the judge that actually gave it to one of the fighters, he gave it to Navarrete. And Navarrete knows he lost. You see how happy he was? He even said it. I'm glad I still got my belts. A champion that thinks he's won is not going to be all happy like that over a draw. He defend his belts, don't he? Tim says, I was actually impressed on how fast Shakur is in last round. Still quick. Anybody think De Los Santos deserves to be getting a little bit more criticism? You know, take his share of the blame? Just like I said, there's two people in there dancing. He saw how Shakur fought the last time he was in there against a high punch output, powerful guy, Nakazilla. So he should have been working on that in camp, cutting the ring off, catching up with Shakur. He didn't know how to do it. And like I said, it seemed to me he didn't even really try to cut the ring off the entire round. It seemed like he kind of gave up as he got into the round. He was a little aggressive at the beginning. Then as the round went on, he kind of like just was resigned that he wasn't going to catch up with Shakur. I mean, that's what I saw. But let's talk about Navarrete and Conceição. That's the second time Conceição's been robbed. Remember the Oscar Valdez fight? And that's a shame because he's 35 years old and he probably won't get another title shot. I don't think Top Rank's putting Navarrete back in there with him because Top Rank has plans for Navarrete and Conceição is too dangerous. He could upset those plans. So that might be it for him. I don't think it's going to be a rematch. You see how Navarrete answered it? He says if it was up to him, it would be a rematch. So he's saying it's not going to be a rematch. You read between the lines, he don't want a rematch. Well, I know Top Rank doesn't. D for the win. I said it earlier on how I feel even stronger about it. Edwin had openings. He didn't try. Yeah, that's a fact. D for the win. That's a fact. So yeah, Edwin deserves his share of the blame too. You came to win the title. You're supposed to take it. You can't sit there and say the other guy wouldn't fight. That's why you woke up this morning without a title. And that's why Shakur is a 3-division champion now. And far as Tank, I don't know. That fight wasn't going to be anytime soon anyway, so it didn't really set it back any further than it was going to be anyway. It wasn't going to be before the end of 24 or early 2025 anyway. Shakur has plenty of time to redeem himself and get that Tank fight. And then I saw people saying, looking at that fight Shakur's performance last night, saying that Devin would definitely beat him. Shakur is not going to fight Devin that away. Devin does not have it's not anywhere near as dangerous as Evan De Los Santos. Come on, man. Those are just people that couldn't wait to say negative things about Shakur. Come on, man. Devin, we talking about pillow fisted Devin. No way Shakur fights him like that. It'll be more like a Jamel Herring, Shawnee type performance against Devin, piecing him up in the pocket. Okay? Come on, man. Give me a break. You can't look at that fight and then all of a sudden start picking Devin over Shakur because of that performance. Two different situations, man. Just like the boot situation against Kern, a lot of people couldn't wait to start saying negative things about Shakur. Was I impressed with his performance last night? No, but I still like him. Give the kid a chance to redeem himself. Okay? Put him in there with Navarrete. Navarrete will make him fight because he knows how to cut the ring off. He put hands on Conceição last night. But Conceição showed a lot of heart, man. And I think he won the fight. He kept getting up. But they robbed Robson for the second time. And it's crazy. But who would you guys like to see Shakur fight next? Kind of like a redemption performance. I think it's got to be somebody with power. You know, we can get in there with somebody else similar with power and fight and not be all defensive. You can't be another boxer like himself. Somebody like Devin, somebody like that, Loma, no. Gotta be a power guy if he's going to redeem that performance. I would say Navarrete. Because he knows how to cut the ring off, and he would definitely make Shakur fight. Okay. Talk to me, people. We got 6 people in the building. We should have 6 lights. Let me check it out. Oh yeah, 100% likemanship. I love it. Appreciate you. Thomas Morris is a great choice. He's really awkward too. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Tampa Tommy Navarrete, because he knows he would cut the ring off. Shakur would have to engage. That would be a good fight for him to redeem himself. I think he would. I'm not throwing the kid away. How was everybody today? How's the morning been? XF 5B86. You off now, Tommy? Oh Lord, I did something wrong. Told you I can't do 2 things at once. Excuse me for 1 minute, please. Oh damn! Sorry. Jay Hardcore.
Hey,
what's up, Jay?
What up?
How you doing?
Man, I'm just sitting back, man. Sitting here chilling.
Yeah, just talking a little afternoon boxing.
What we talking about?
Yeah, the fights last night, and I was wondering who would be a good opponent for Shakur to redeem himself. I was saying it would have to be another power guy, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Somebody like Navarrete, because he knows how to cut the ring off, right?
Yeah, Navarrete would be nice. Hey,
yeah,
man, Trying to think who else would be good for. Hey, I still want the Frank Martin fight.
Yeah, that would be good too. Frank Martin. After seeing that, Frank might want it now. You know.
I think Frank wanted it. I think the upper management
business side,
yeah, I think they decided against it, to be truthfully honest.
I agree. What you think about the co-main? Navarrete and Conceição.
I enjoyed that one, man.
That was nice.
I thought Navarrete was going to stop him.
I did too.
But, he never could get to it.
Yeah, I was surprised when Conceição kept getting up. It went like I thought it would, but I didn't think it was going to go 12. I thought Conceição pulled it out too.
Oh yeah, I do too. I do too, without a doubt.
So that's the second time he's been robbed. Remember Valdez? That's a shame because
I was saying, man, if Navarrete doesn't get a knockout, he loses.
Yeah, by that 12th round. And you know, Conceição is 35 years old. He might not get another shot. Top Rank is not going to put Navarrete back in there with him because they got plans for Navarrete, and now they see that Conceição is too dangerous. He might upset the apple cart, you know. So Navarrete pretty much said it. He said, if it was my choice, I would take the rematch. Saying like it's not in his hands, you know. So, yeah, I hate to see that happen, but that's boxing. That man beat Oscar Valdez, and now he beat another one, and still didn't get his flowers. Right. And 35 years old, that might be it for him. You see, old Cambosa's on there talking trash about Shakur. I forgot what he said.
I didn't catch it. What'd he say?
I forgot. He said something about boring or I can't remember, but it was crazy. I mean, him and Shakur in the ring would be totally, completely different. Be a one-sided washing. Yeah. But do you think Shakur had opportunities in there that he could have caught De Los Santos, but he just backed out instead of letting his hands go? I thought I saw a few times in there where he could have.
Yeah, for sure. And Shakur create opportunities. So it was up to him, man. So I don't know. You know, that makes me want to believe that maybe something was going on, or he didn't want to take the risk. It's one or two.
Yeah, that's hard to distinguish between that. But
right.
I think if he could have, I think he would have. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt too.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, though, his next fight, he's gonna have to push the card.
Gonna have to.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, it's got to be a power guy.
Yeah, he done put himself in a precarious place. So he's putting a rock in a hard spot right now. So he's going to have to shit or get off the pot now.
Yeah, he cannot have another performance like that. No way.
Nah, not back to back.
That's twice in a row now. When he was in against Nakasela, he basically did the same thing. Remember? So I was saying that before this fight, he can't do it, and he did it again. So that's it for that, Shakur. I'm not going to throw him away, but what do you think about him and Tank right now?
I can't.
Yeah. But it wasn't going to be anytime soon anyway, so it didn't really push it back no further, did it?
No, I think they pushed it back some more now. His profile took a real hit today.
Took a real hit, yeah, you're right.
It took
Thomas
a hit.
Moore said Shakur and Muratalla. You think Muratalla's ready? Thomas Moore says Shakur Muratalla.
I like that.
That'd be a good test.
I mean, it's Shakur with anybody in actuality, man. You know what I'm saying? Shakur is talented. But it's starting to make me wonder, is all that defense because he's afraid to get hit? Or what? You know?
Yeah. And like you always say, we've never seen his chin tested.
Exactly. And maybe he's protecting that chin for a reason.
And if you keep, somebody made a good point. What's up, GP? GP back in the building. Gregory Pratt.
What's up? Be more finest. That's my guy right there.
Yeah.
You know, he like hanging around the Jolly Green Giant.
somebody had made a good point this point. I forgot what it was just that quick. Oh, man. It was a very good point, though, about Shakur. It'll come back to me. Yeah. Yeah, but Devin was talking trash, too. I think you mentioned it this morning on your show. Didn't Devin say something about I should have gave him 10% or something?
Yeah, he said he should have gave him 10%. And then
called him a bum, too.
Yeah, then Tank commented on Devin. He said, well, that's what I'm going to offer you. 10%.
Yeah. Devin called Shakur a bum, too. I don't like that word for fighting. I
hate that word. But if anybody that calls a person a bum is another fighter. But when people on the couch calling people bums, I have a problem with that.
No. Tim Layton says, if Pitbull scratched out, I like to see him get back in there.
Pitbull ain't fighting. Pitbull ain't gonna fight nobody else unless their name is Tank. He wants that.
He fought in July, so he's on schedule. Didn't he just fight in July against So he's on schedule. Yeah,
he fought, but that's supposed to have been a showcase fight to prepare, to get people more interested in seeing him in Tank.
Yeah,
just like how this fight yesterday supposed to have been a showcase fight, not to fight Tank, but yet to serve notice to 135.
Yeah,
and it didn't.
He dropped the ball too.
135. It gave the wrong message to 135.
Yes, he did.
But you know what? It did raise his profile because they said there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's true.
So his name is known more today than it was yesterday.
He got the exposure, right? Okay, GP, you at work? Okay, I appreciate you coming in. He said I never left. I'm at work. You're right, Jay. No such thing as bad publicity. Yep. Yeah, my Ravens won last night.
Well, congratulations on that.
I was worried. They had a 2-touchdown fourth quarter lead again, and they blew it Sunday, but they held them off. They lost their tight end for the season though, Mark Andrews. Yeah, he hurt his ankle. He's out, but that's gonna hurt.
Well, now we got Devin and Regis now.
Oh yeah.
So, I hope Devin didn't speak too quick.
I know. Oh man, because if he go in there and lose that fight, he's gonna get dogged now.
Not just lose it, you can win a fight and still lose the people.
Right, I see what you're saying. After running his mouth, he don't put the spotlight on himself now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely got to step it up now.
Yeah. Yep. But next weekend we got next is that's how I'm getting. I can't even.
We get the 25th. We got Boo Boo and Benavidez.
Benavidez, yeah.
I got you. I got you, my brother. I got you.
Next week. So that's next up.
Yeah, right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so fight week is coming up for that.
Yeah. And I can't wait because this is the fight I want to see.
Yeah. And that's gonna be a fan-friendly fight. It won't be nothing like last night, that's for sure. Them boys gonna mix it up.
I hope so. Lately, all the fights we thought that was going to be a one-way have not been the way we thought they were going to be.
I know. Yeah, man. So, I hope I'm not speaking too soon.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. We've been getting the big fights, but the outcome of them have been a disappointment. Wow. Yeah. But I just wanted to see Boo Boo put that thing to rest about gas tank and all, like how he fades at the end. That's not true.
But Ant McQueen made a great point. Is it fading away or just feeling though he done did enough?
That's what I think it is. Yeah, that's what I think. But see, this fight, he's not going to be able to do that. He's going to have to keep fighting because Benavidez is going to be coming for 12 rounds.
Yeah, and I think he's been preparing for that too, man. Yeah. I've been just watching his workouts, and his workouts just look like he is definitely working on stamina right now, And one thing as you get older, man, you want to do things where you're not, using a lot of energy. So he's going to fight smarter than
Definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
And always making good points. He says Pro Box hasn't been disappointing, though. Yeah. Do you watch that, Jay? Pro Box?
I haven't been catching it. No.
I watched it for the first time Wednesday. This guy actually took a couple swings shoved the referee off of him and did it twice. Got disqualified.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? It was a female referee.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She was trying to break up the clinch, and he was like pushing her, like, get off from me. Then she took him back to the corner.
You know what?
And he did it
I think I've seen a clip of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. He pushed her off of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He did it twice. And then being a female.
You know what? Today is Friday, ain't it?
Yes. Friday.
I forgot tonight is Friday night hangout.
Friday night hangout. It sure is. This is a big Friday night hangout. And Sunday is the old school show, right? What's the guy name that you was talking to him this morning? Coach Eddie. Is he over 50? Coach Eddie. I think you was talking to him this morning, wasn't you, Jay? Hello. Oh, Jay. There's my buddy Aunt McQueen. Yeah, man, I can't find the cursor. So I can let you out. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, none of us can tell. What's up, Aunt McQueen?
Chilling, man.
What's going on today?
Chilling.
Hey, Aunt.
Feeling good.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Because I couldn't find the cursor, that's why I didn't get you up here sooner. What's happening? Oh, man.
About to have some coffee first cup of the day.
What'd you say, Aunt? First cup of the day? Say that again. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Oh, man. Testing.
Yes, sir. I hear you.
Okay. And what did you say? You said something about the first something of the day?
A cup of coffee.
At 10 minutes to 3? You on the East Coast, right? I think something is going on. Did I mute something? Can't hear Ant or Jay. Can everybody in the chat hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me? There we go. Coach Tommy Fitness. Oh Lord, I'm having technical.
Oh, there I go.
There we go. Yeah. Can you hear me, Tommy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe if everybody just wasn't saying anything because it went solid on me for a minute there.
Yeah, no, I realized I was distracted. I was looking at something else that I didn't realize you let me in though.
I had brought you up and then I hit it again and it took you back out. I had to bring you back up again.
Here's something
now he's back.
Here's something we haven't seen from Andrade, man. We haven't seen Andrade on a big stage, man. You think he can handle that pressure? You think he can perform?
Yeah. Because he got the experience, it's not like he's a young guy or nothing. He can handle it.
No, because I just wonder, because he's had he's had high expectations for so long, never get that shot, and now you finally got that shot at 35. That's a lot of pressure to live up to, man.
And it is a big one too, a big stage, Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah.
And I really wonder with Shakur as well, man. Does he mess up in them biggest moments, man? Because he kind of got a history of that in the Olympics, right? In his championship football game in high school when he spoke about that. That was his biggest moment back then. And now in this fight last night, you know, if people feel like he could have did more, then why did he shit the bed? Is it because, you know, is it mental? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's very interesting.
You got a point. That's something to think about. I didn't ever think about that, but you got a point there, Tommy. Yeah. In the biggest moments, the history is there.
Yeah. He might be putting too much pressure on himself, because that's kind of the way I felt when he was leading up to the fight, and he was being real edgy and kind of he a little bit nasty to the media too. He a little bit. I think he got to be careful with that, man. You can mess around and get yourself blackballed.
Yeah, I noticed the look. He looked real nervous. You know, he don't normally look like that back in the dressing room. He was just smiling, and you know, he looked kind of nervous, didn't he? I noticed something too. So,
yeah, he did. I don't know if it was like pure nerves, or that he was just putting so much pressure on himself, or if he was feeling the pressure, you know?
Exactly. But now, check this out. The next fight is really going to be some pressure on him to perform, you know, to step it up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
I hope his hands ain't made out of Doritos, man, and he end up like Floyd. I hope not, man.
Because he was holding back on some shots he had that was there for him, and he didn't let it go. So maybe it could have been something with his hand, you know.
According to Tim Bradley, said that Mark Kriegel had went to Shakur camp, seen him sparring, and he wasn't letting the left hand off. He just wasn't letting it go. And that after the sparring, they was looking at his hand.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it really seemed like that hand was hurt. Now I know there's a lot of people that say you in the biggest moment, screw that hand, you got to let it go. Nah, I don't necessarily think you do. He just showed you that he don't have to, man. He got a multitude of ways he could beat you.
He still won.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and why risk damaging that hand any further? Maybe it's something that doesn't need surgery or needs a minor surgery. Whereas if he was out there throwing that hand, he letting that go, and then really messing it up where it doesn't heal right, and it don't never heal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that performance at all, man. When you take, if y'all remember Kelly Pavlik, you remember Kelly Pavlik, 6'3" middleweight white dude, action packed. Action packed, let his hands go crazy until he went in there with Bernard Hopkins, and Bernard Hopkins made him look boring. And that's what Shakur did to De Los Santos. Is an offensive machine. He took that offense away, man. I'm sorry, but I'm impressed by that. Yes, it was boring, but it was impressive that he made an exciting fighter boring. That is Mayweather-like.
Yeah, Andy had made a good point this morning. He said it wasn't a lot of punches, but it was a lot going on in there. You just had to know what you're looking for, you know? Yeah. But
props to De Los Santos too, man.
Absolutely. Huge credit to De Los Santos and his team. And as we were watching last night, man, to Tommy's point, couldn't agree more. This is a guy that typically comes forward, even in a fight where he was supposed to be boxing, the Adorno match. He was still a lot more aggressive in that fight than he was last night.
Yeah, I never seen him look like this.
He was vigilant, man. He was vigilant. Like every time he stepped in range, he was concerned about what was coming back at him as well.
Yes,
and I don't feel as though that's being spoken about enough either. We're just looking at Shakur being afraid of his power because De Los Santos has the reputation of being a power puncher. Right. But De Los Santos also knew he couldn't just be loose like that. He couldn't press him the same way he pressed Rayo. That could have been extremely problematic for him.
Nobody's talking about that.
He couldn't get close enough. He couldn't get up on him the way he could get up on Rayo anytime he wants either. You know what I'm saying? Even if he wanted to. Maybe he wanted to and couldn't. He did a lot of things so much better than I've seen of him. You know, so he's got one training camp with this dude Cello. and look at the improvements he made. Like he just looked so much better. He had very sound footwork. He wasn't, he was overcommitting at times, but I think it was calculated. It just wasn't reckless. He just did a lot of things good, man. He was changing heights, he was changing levels. In the sixth round in particular, he was fainting the shit out of Shakur. Shakur kept going for it every time, but De Los Santos wasn't able to capitalize. But it did cause hesitance out of Shakur. Yeah, he impressed me, man. I ain't gonna lie. I think De Los Santos last night would have beat, probably 8 out of 10. You just pick 10 dudes at 135, man. He'll probably beat 8 of them last night.
Danny Drew, how you doing? Who would you like to see for De Los Santos next? Like a comeback fight?
That's a damn good question.
Yeah.
Frank Martin would be nice.
Frank? Okay. Yeah. That would be a good
comeback. Or Tank, because if Tank could get in there and make a real statement and beat all living shit out of De Los Santos, like, you see what I did with him.
Point. Right. Exactly. Yep.
Tank will knock him out. One shot kill in that situation.
Yeah.
I think De Los Santos boxed as well, and then it's just one shot, and it was all she wrote.
Yeah.
That was it.
Then Tank could tell Shakur that's how you.
We got to be fair to Shakur as well, too. With the hand injury thing, we got to take these guys at their word because.
Yeah.
What I said. This is not like any other sport. This is not like any other sport where you can practice. You can practice without there being contact.
Right.
It's very rigorous. Like you even look at football, the way in which the way that shit is governed nowadays, part of my language, but the way it's governed nowadays is these guys can't even practice in full pads at a certain point. If a guy has a red jersey on, you can't hit him.
Can't hit him, nope.
You know what I'm saying? So in boxing, it's not like that. In order to practice working on your jab defense, you might be taking some jabs to the face.
Yeah.
If you're working on your jab, your hand is going to be making contact with things.
Yes, it is.
And that's probably what happened with Shakur. Shakur, he was in camp since months ago. He was over there with Bud, helping him get ready for Errol Spence. So this guy's been in camp for a little minute. Been in camp for a minute, man. So these things happen. Man. Andre Ward, remember Andre Ward, Chad Dawson? Prior to that fight, the face-off. Andre Ward whispers in his ear, "Hey, I heard about what happened in sparring." Or we know Chad Dawson could have stepped into the ring with a concussion.
How about like Shakur do the Floyd type move, run this one back? You know how Floyd used to do? You say he had a bad performance, Floyd running it back. How about that? Shakur and De Los Santos again.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Me neither.
I wouldn't be mad, but I don't think De Los Santos wants that.
No.
Nah, probably not. Nah. I don't think he wants to be that patient. And I got to give him so much credit for that, man. That's the thing that I was really looking to see. If at some point in time, he was going to press the issue a little bit too much. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
As boxing fans, sometimes we say we want chess matches, right? And then that's literally what we saw last night. Every chess match is not going to be a guy getting checkmated within 3 or 4 moves. Sometimes it's going to be a guy just moving a pawn here, moving a pawn there, and passant or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, move this little piece here. Oh, wait, hold on. We got a castle real quick. You know what I mean? Defensive tactics. So it's like that sometimes. It's not always just vacillating pace, bro.
Yeah, then we get the chess match. Everybody get mad at it. Remo. What's happening? Remo said, who the hell will finance a rematch? Yeah, this is
somebody will. Somebody will. The question is more so is whether or not these guys would be willing to potentially take less to make the rematch happen in the event that the promotional entities come to them and say, like, look, these are the numbers, this is the gate, we didn't really do, what we thought we could do with it. And that's dependent on what the numbers are, or it doesn't really seem to be as much interest.
No.
But if you guys are willing to run it back at this price,
yeah, that's the thing.
Maybe it gets done that way.
They probably wouldn't. We won't see that. So Dos Santos versus Muratalla. Yeah, he's ready to step up too. Raymond is.
Or De Los Santos versus Pitbull.
Ooh, yeah, Pitbull.
I think that Pitbull could take a shot, man.
Pitbull probably would take the fight though.
Yeah, right, because he don't want to fight. You're right. The same reason Jay said he don't want to fight nobody but Tank. He just want that payday.
Yep.
That he gonna make himself like Triple G, the way Triple G just wanted to chase Canelo for that third fight.
Yep.
Yeah, and probably lost some good fights. Well, he ended up getting the Canelo fight when he was old and shit.
Yeah, he got it. Is Triple G still
to your
around?
point though, Tommy, he could have had more fights in between that fight. So he definitely could have, lost out on some money. It may not have been a Canelo payday, but when you factor in the amount of fights that he could have had in between time, it could have equated to what he could have made, or possibly, fallen a little bit short.
He could have had 5 fights. Money wasn't going to equate.
And he still eventually got the Canelo fight anyway. So
But also, I think he was worried about taking an L or taking an injury and blowing that Canelo payday.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he didn't have a whole lot left when he went in there with Canelo. He didn't have, and I thought he won the first 2 fights.
Likewise.
That's what Pitbull is going through. He's scared he might mess around and take an L and blow the Tank fight.
Yeah, and he lucky he didn't get an L in his last one.
I'm serious.
Well, the business of boxing was going to prevent that from happening. We know who these guys want to win. We saw it last night with the draw with Navarrete, because prior to last night, they were already talking about the possibility of Shakur and Navarrete mixing it up. So we already knew, we can't afford to have him take an L.
Yeah,
just give him the draw and let him keep his belt.
Yeah,
that should be a rematch.
Remo asks a good question. He said, after last night's performance, do y'all think people will be more willing to test Shakur now? I like to see Shakur versus Pitbull, Colbert, Frank Martin, or even Rayo. You think people will be more willing to test Shakur now after last night?
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I think some people be more willing to go after him because they feel like he can't hurt me. Once he gets hit, he's going to shell up, go straight defensive. I can come right at him. Or there's going to be other people who feel like if he get defensive like that, I can't touch him. I think Loma would love to fight him right now.
I was thinking the same thing last night, Tommy. That's the first thing I thought of after that fight was Loma. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Loma gonna be willing to get in there now, and they both on the top rank, and Loma is Bob's son.
Yeah,
he gonna keep him in some fights, man. Loma made that man a lot of money.
Yes, he did.
Loma gets a bad rap because of how hard Bob Arum pumped him up. I don't think he's as great as Ali. I don't think he was Floyd Mayweather. But he was a hell of a fighter, and granted, he had opportunities given to him because he was marketable, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't see too many white dudes who fight in that style that he fights, in that manner that he fights. And he was marketable, but props to Loma, because when he was given the opportunities, he showed out. Even when he lost, he showed out, man. And so I have a high level of respect for the little dude.
He's a tremendous fighter.
I wouldn't mind seeing Loma and Shakur. I wouldn't mind that at all.
I would love that.
Loma and Shakur. Like I said, that's the first person I thought about.
But that's going to be one of the fights though, where people are not going to be satisfied. They're going to say Loma's little. They're going to say Loma's little. He's old. He's over the hill. He's not the same dude.
I know. That's exactly what they're gonna say.
I think it's imperative now for Arum to actually match Shakur up with someone who people, you know, who is going to be real hard to shoot down, where people are going to have to give Shakur his props, or you putting him in the line of fire.
I think he got to fight another power guy next, somebody with power. Just to see if he's going to engage or fight that same type of defensive fight again. You know, that's what I would like to see him in there with.
You know, it would be a nice one, a really nice one. This would be a chance for both of these men to really make a splash. De Los Santos versus Andy Cruz.
Oh yeah,
right in Andy Cruz right now. I watched the fight on Andy Cruz live on IG. That's how I had to watch the fight because my Optimum locked me out last night.
Okay.
He was clowning him. He's kind of a clown though. No, he didn't fight, but he went live on IG with him and a couple other Cuban dudes. But it was one of the dudes who turned his phone around, and I was watching the fight on a little corner of my phone and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I rewatched it this morning though.
You want Andy to step up to De Los Santos in his third fight? You think he's ready?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. You know, stylistically, I think Andy, I'm not saying he's as good, but style-wise, he reminds me a little bit of Pernell Whitaker. Because he got a little bit of the flash, a little bit of the showboating, and he makes you pay. And he makes you pay, man. And that he did great. He did great in his pro debut. I didn't see his second fight.
Yeah. He's coming up too. He's on one of those cards. I can't remember which one. Next month, I think.
Yeah, he fast track him, man. Fast track that man.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I think that the fact that he's already in 10 rounds speaks volumes about the promise that he shows, man. Like, Andy's terrific.
How old are they saying he is?
Oh man, I don't know. Let me see.
I know he's in his 20s still.
Whatever age they say he is, add about 3 years.
Yeah. Say add 3. Okay.
See, but you know, if this had been a couple of years ago, I'd probably think that. But now, you know, they had actually lifted that ban, so guys don't got to defect anymore to go professional from Cuba, which is about fucking time. Like, because we've had so many talented fighters where their careers have gotten postponed, man, and delayed and deferred because of that ban, and guys having to, you know, defect and lie about their ages and stuff like that. So finally,
all they can do is keep going to the Olympics, you know.
Yep, but now they can actually go professional now, as of last year, thankfully.
Okay, this thing says it says
literally
28.
Just happened last year. Yeah,
it says 28. BoxRec says 28 for Andy. So you say
he's born in 95.
You say so that's 31. Tommy said add 3 years, whatever it says.
No, Andy looks about 28. Yeah, he looks about 28.
That's what it says. Yeah. Andy Cruz.
Either way, he's a tremendous fighter, man.
Instead of having his pro record, they got his amateur record, 140-9. I guess he got to get some fights on his belt. Yeah. With 150 amateur fight.
Oh, he's fighting in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's on the I think Ryan Garcia card, right?
Oh yeah, because I see he's fighting on the 9th, December 9th.
Regis and Devin then.
Regis and Devin.
Right? Okay.
I believe that's the 9th.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It's the 9th.
Hold on, let me see. I'll be able to check right now on BoxRec. They'll have the whole event. Yeah, it's Regis and Devin.
Yeah, Benavidez and Boo Boo next weekend. So their fight week is coming up. Just do boxing. What's happening, bro? Just talking a little afternoon boxing. That's all.
Yeah, Tim Layton. I've been hearing good things about Andy Cruz. They saying he's getting nastier and nastier as the days go by.
Yeah, I heard
really starting to drive those punches.
Yeah,
punching with a lot of conviction right now. because I know that was one of the talking points with him coming out of the amateurs is how he was going to adjust to the pro style, and that was a concern. But apparently, it's looking like he's putting that to rest.
Hey, Just Do, who would you like to see Shakur fight next, like as a comeback type to redeem himself type fight? He would Just Do think that's Shakur is his guy. He's still a W. No matter what happened last night, he's still a 3-division world champion now. You can't take that from him.
Absolutely.
He could have ran around the ring 100
like I said, I
miles
actually thought the fight was pretty intriguing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. See, but after rewatching it and then hearing what Mark Kriegel and what's my guy's name, Timothy Bradley had to say about that injury that he was coming into the fight with, and they tried to allude to it after the fight in the post-fight interview.
I believe he was hurt.
And he said he didn't want to make any excuses. But there were quite a few opportunities, man, where De Los Santos overcommitted and he didn't fire that left hand as he typically would.
Let it go. I saw a few of them. Yeah.
So I don't think it's
wrong with his hand, man.
Me too, Cass. Me too. I was about to say the same exact thing you just said. You finished my word.
Okay.
Absolutely,
I think it was. Man. Yeah. Because I saw a lot of times he just, instead of throwing it, he just pulled up.
Yep.
See, Tommy, that's what Lomachenko, that's the same thing I said, Just Do. Lomachenko. Just Do said Lomachenko would be a good fight for him next.
I like Loma or Frank Martin. Either one of them.
Yeah.
Give me Lomachenko because they're on the same side of the street for now. And I'll put it close, you know what I mean? Give me that. I do feel as though, who was it? Timothy Bradley made a fantastic point on that Pro Box review. I don't know if you saw it, Cass. Tommy had sent it to me earlier.
Oh no, I didn't
see that. Dudes were cooking on there, man.
Who, Tim?
No, it was Paulie. Paulie was talking about, like, yo, you got Frank Martin over there. You got whoever else you got over there at the PBC side of things. Like, why the hell
Frank Martin and Tank he was talking about
over the top ring? Yeah, just line him up with Tank. And we got Lomachenko over here. Let him send Loma off into the sunset.
I was reading
his last page and call it a wrap.
Yeah, I think Shakur will beat Loma the way Loma beat Rigo.
I share a similar sentiment. I share a similar sentiment, man.
Loma would beat Rigo. Say it again, Tommy. I was reading.
I think Shakur would beat Loma the way Loma outclassed Rigo.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe not, because I thought Haney was really going to outclass Loma, and it didn't work out like that. Even if you scored for Haney, even if you scored as a win, if you're realistic, it was a very tight fight.
I had some skepticism about that matchup.
Loma and Devin. Okay.
It's just because I seen that other fight with JoJo Diaz.
Yeah.
I was just like that whole open stance thing. Now Dev still won the fight like rather comfortably, but there were shots that he was taking from that guy where I feel like, if it was from a bigger guy, because you got to remember JoJo came up. JoJo's a very little guy. That guy's 5'4", coming up from. I don't even know where the hell JoJo started his career. I think he started at like 122 or something like that. JoJo Diaz.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was way down there.
He's a little guy. He's a real little guy.
Wow. So Loma came from 26, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a small guy too.
Yeah, I think Loma don't need to be fighting at 135, but he's good enough where he could acquit himself well, and he just he really he's a G, man. Loma's a little gangster, man. In that Devin fight, man, I had a thought on this that I never heard no one else say, but I think the fight was very, very close because Devin fought the wrong fight. You know, inside, why are you going to fight Loma on the inside? He thought he was going to be that much bigger and that much stronger, right? Because everyone says Loma can't fight on his back foot, but Dev don't got the pop to keep no one on their back foot.
Keep him on it.
I'm sorry, man, he don't. And you played right into Loma's hands, whereas if Devin would have fought from the outside or fought boring, I think he would have won like a clear 8 rounds early. Like, I don't think it would have been no controversy at all.
You think Devin listening too much, worrying about what people saying about him, calling him boring? That he would do something like that?
No, no, but I just think I just feel like they thought the best way to go at Loma was to put him on his back foot.
Okay.
And I think that was a wrong strategy. But they came in with a certain game plan. They executed it well, but I believe they didn't anticipate that Loma was going to be able to have that much success and be that effective. And Loma played himself taking off that 12th round.
I know.
Really, that was a bad choice, man. But you know, I had Loma winning 7 rounds to 5, but I could have easily seen it being a draw or a Devin win. You know, it was that close. It wasn't no robbery. It surely wasn't.
No. All Loma had to do was fight that 12th round and win that. He had it. I couldn't understand that at all. What was he thinking?
I didn't get that.
That kind of move, man. That was crazy.
It could be one of those mental blocks, man, that self-sabotage. I can't remember who I was talking to about it before. I think it might have been Jay Hardcore. I think it might have been talking to the OG about it. But I had read this psychology book. It's called The Big Leap by this psychologist named Gay Hendricks.
Yeah.
And in the book, he coined this term, the ULP, the upper limit problem. And basically he says that human beings, we have this internal thermostat, you know, that regulates the amount of positivity that we allow ourselves to experience before we self-sabotage. And a lot of it has to do with identity.
Oh, that is so true. Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
You know, so if you look at certain guys, right, like Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury won the championship and then just crashed out.
Yep.
He was like on a binge, you know what I mean?
That's
drinking crazy, out of weight.
400 pounds.
400 pounds. Even now, it's like it took him how long to get in the fight with Usyk? So clearly there's something there mentally, like there's some sort of mental barrier or block to where maybe he may not feel as though he's worthy of a particular thing. Now, he may not voice that, but, you know, oftentimes these things do show up in our lives. And we got to be very careful about the way in which we identify with particular things. You know, saying things like, oh, nobody could ever love me. So then when you find yourself in a situation with somebody that you're romantically interested in, now you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, nah, this person can't be that nice. This is too good to be true because the last person did me like this. And you're just looking for your outside circumstances to validate what you identify with. And sometimes that shit happens, man, where it's like when we talk about the moment being too big. Like, if you feel like you ain't worthy or you don't deserve it, now, of course, most of us, we're not going to admit to these things.
You make it too big. Absolutely. Right. You know?
Yo, Ant, how old are you, man?
35.
Yeah, you got wisdom beyond your years.
Yeah, I know. Ant came up with a perfect nickname for himself yesterday. He said attentive. Remember that, Ant?
Yeah. I just pay a lot of attention to things, man.
Yeah. Like, ain't that a good nickname, Thomas?
My grandmother used to talk to me. I just paid a lot of attention to her. Yeah. I just always watch. Reading books and things. But with the Loma fight, with Loma and Dev, I agree with you in that they fought the wrong fight. But I feel like part of them fighting the wrong fight was just a little tendency that, like a couple of tendencies that Dev had that needs to be cleaned up, specifically in open stance matchups, because his style is so heavily reliant on the jab. So if you're able to take away the jab, if you remember, he did try to fight from the outside, but prior to the fight, Just Dude had that whole show where we were when we were discussing Devin Haney's jab, because Loma said what? If you know about Devin Haney's jab, I know about Devin Haney's jab.
That's right.
And statistically, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he going into an open stance matchup now.
Yep, with Regis. But statistically, if you look at those two fights in particular, and I feel as though that's the reason why they're fighting southpaw after southpaw after southpaw. So in the event that they line up with Shakur or they line up with Tank,
right,
they could be better equipped to deal with that. Like, okay, like how do we open? You know what I mean? How do we defend? How do we do, you know, where do we place ourselves in the ring? You know what I mean? Like positioning.
Yeah.
You know, because again, if you look at the CompuBox numbers, and I know it's not completely accurate, it's just an approximation. But in all of those closed stance fights, when he fights another orthodox fighter, his jab is effective. In those fights where he's fought southpaw fighters, he maybe landed 1 or 2 jabs maybe around. And then it gets to a point where he just stops relying on it. That's why in that Lomachenko fight, he started going to the body attack because that jab was not working. And he also has an issue with probing, stopping his feet. Dev also has a slight overcommitment issue when he's throwing certain punches. So, Tommy, I don't know what you're doing this afternoon or this evening. You as well, Cass, but we can go over this Lomachenko thing and I'll show you just like, he had a lot of moments where he was probing, getting stuck on the line with his feet in the mud. And the thing about probing, it's one thing to probe and post, but you got to be physical with it. Like, you can't just have it out there.
Right.
Put it on the guy's shoulder and push him where you want him to go, like George Foreman.
What
or,
Tank
you know
does.
what I mean? Tank does it. We see Shakur do it at times where, you know, even if you control the guy by, you know, putting your hand behind the back of his wrist so he can't get a punch off, and then you pivot to his weak side. Doing things like that. But Dev stays right on the line and he pulls straight back. But he doesn't like pendulum or anything. He's literally like walking straight back and just getting pieced up.
I saw Tank a lot when he was doing that Barrios film study. He had that jab out there pushing Barrios' hand away and, you know, controlling Barrios' front hand with his lead hand in that film study. Remember?
Cass Sports, I might have to get on your show as much as I can. In the time I've been on your show, I just booked 2 complimentary sessions with 2 brand new clients. I think it's scared. You help my pocket right now, Cass. I'm gonna get on the show on the regular.
I'm glad I can help
I don't know how you got something to do with it, but you do.
Oh, good. I'm glad I can help you out, bro. Yeah.
God knows I need some more
always
clients.
Welcome. You know, I'm always open panel. That's one of my policies. As soon as I come on, I just put it on. Because, you know, I don't have any kind of prearranged stuff to talk. I just, wherever it goes, we just talk about it, you know. Talk about it.
Now, I hope this dude is a real client, though. But yeah, I'll be back to boxing. Yeah, some of them be on some funny bunny shit, man.
Okay. Yeah, we talk all sports. It's mostly boxing.
I stopped. I used to be a huge sports fan, man. I was very big into baseball, football. Yeah. I started getting into basketball, but once I stopped gambling on all them sports, I stopped watching them.
Right. Yeah. Tim Layton, I felt the same way. Tim says he was for sure Loma would fight Tank, get that bag, and go off into the sunset. After the Devin fight, I thought that was going to happen. Loma, I didn't know he was. He had like another one, maybe one more fight in him, and he would go. But how old is Loma? 35, 36.
I think 36.
Yeah, maybe 30. You know, I think he's 35 because he's born the same year as me, 88.
Okay.
And he's been doing this since
2024.
Well, this year is almost over, man. So he might have hit 36 already. But if not, he's gonna be 36 soon.
Yeah, before his next fight, probably.
And he got countless rounds under his belt, man. That body took a lot of wear and tear, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just that amateur experience alone. What do you have? Like 400 amateur
400.
fights?
Yeah, I can see that.
Like 399 and 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
400 and only lost 1. That's amazing. Wow.
400 fights. Oof. I knew he was real when he beat one of my favorite fighters, Gary Russell Jr.
Oh yeah.
Like I couldn't believe that.
That was early too, right?
His third fight.
Handedly.
Coming off a loss to Orlando Salido. He gets too much flack. People always like, yo, he lost to a journeyman. Orlando Salido was not a journey. At one point, he was a journeyman, but he upset a whole lot of dudes. He upset a bunch of dudes, man. Orlando Salido's tough motherfucker, tough son of a gun, man.
And Loma was in his second fight, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
So was Gary Russell the fight when Loma got the title? I can't remember.
Yes, that's where he won his first title off of.
He won his first title. I thought so. Yeah. That's way back there. And Loma's still around.
Yeah, man.
Like you were saying, he's been around a long time.
If you look at his resume for the amount of fights he had, man, people are like, yo, he got 3 losses and 20 fights and trying to make it sound like he garbage. Look at who he lost to and look at who he beat. That man got an outstanding resume, man. I would be proud as hell to have that resume.
His resume is so long. He's got very little filler on there because damn near everybody on there is somebody who's at least noteworthy. Where a lot of these guys, it takes them 20 fights just to get to the point where they're fighting somebody of note. The first 20 fights are a bunch of guys that we've never heard of and we're never going to hear of.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I agree. Fantastic point about Loma. Yeah. And I say that all the time. I feel like Loma's resume is super lean. Like super lean. And even the fights he lost are like really debatable.
Yeah.
He could retire now. He's in the Hall of Fame. Loma is.
Yeah, he's a 3-division champion.
Yeah. So
that what's the name fight, man? I felt like that was like going to college almost. That Salido fight. Cause you made a great point about Salido, right? Like, yo, you think about who Salido's fought. He's fought Francisco Vargas, Roman Martinez. He fought Mikey Garcia, Juan Manuel Lopez.
I was just about to say that, yo.
He fought Gamboa. He fought Cristobal Cruz when he was still somebody. He fought Robert Guerrero when he was 19-1.
Really? You know I know he fought Guerrero.
Tagua. Juan Manuel Marquez. He fought Marquez.
That's a resume.
This guy's got a wealth of experience, man. So I feel like that was something that Loma had to go through. That was like training day. Get acclimated to the program.
You know, you're in your second
that's your second fight, and this guy fought all of those guys.
Yeah. Wow.
When Bob Arum believes in you,
man, that transference of experience. So you're not just fighting that guy. You know what I mean? You're also fighting the guys that he fought because he picked up things along the way.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a mean point.
What was you going to say, Tom? You said something about when Bob Arum believes in you?
Oh, when Bob Arum believes in you, he makes opportunities for you. Because, I mean, Loma obviously got opportunities faster than anyone else. But look what he did for Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto. Like, when he gets behind you, if he believes in you, he gets you some shots, man. Miguel Cotto, all them same dudes, if they was with some Rudy Poot a company, they wasn't going to get them shots like that.
No way. No way. Good point. Yeah.
That's a fantastic point, too, because folks make it seem like it's just something that was exclusive to Loma.
No, it wasn't.
Like, it was just like all this crazy favoritism. Like, how about the guy was just very, very ready and prepared for the moment? Because let's keep it real. There's some of these guys that are prospects and we're crowning them early. Like, oh, this guy is so filthy. This guy is so filthy. But he's fighting a guy that's 7-21. Yeah. And then you were to throw him in there with a guy like Salido, they probably would have got their ass whooped.
Yeah.
These guys aren't getting thrown in there with guys the caliber of Gary Russell Jr. in their third fight, or fighting a guy like Nicholas Walters within like 5 fights or something like that. You know what I mean? Like Nicholas Walters was sparking cats, knocking people out. I understand people say, well, yeah, he was coming off a layoff and all that. Nicholas Walters ain't fight since that Loma fight.
Or he just
that's like how embarrassing that fight was.
Now they could handle Andy Cruz like Loma was handled, you know?
Yeah, who's Andy Cruz with? Isn't he with Eddie Hearn?
I think so. I believe he is with Eddie.
With Nothing Zone.
Yeah, because he's on the the Regis and Devin card. Yeah. That's Eddie Hearn, right?
I hope Eddie Hearn could secure some good fights for him, man.
Yeah. Lightweight.
He'll get you paid though. Eddie Hearn, he'll match you tough and he'll get you some money, but you know, I don't know how good his relations are with, you know, Bob Arum and all these other dudes.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Andy get with Top Rank. That's where the 135. He's gonna get all the fights he won over there.
Oh yeah, I mean he could just go on a straight Euro tour.
Oh yeah.
He can go on a straight Euro tour, get his money up, get his experience up, create some demand, and you know, jump right into something big, man. Beat up about three dudes named Liam, and come back to Vegas.
Loma and Walters beat up his homeboy Jason Sosa.
Jason Sosa was a damn good fighter too, man.
You think so?
I thought he was good.
He was all right.
I'm not saying the guy was a world beater, but he's good.
Yeah, he was solid.
I feel like at the time he was definitely a good litmus test. You look at some guys, they're just at a level where if you really want to see what the guy that you're promoting or the guy that you're pushing is working with, if he can beat this guy, he's ready for the next step.
Like a Ray Beltran.
Luis Collazo. Like Luis Collazo is like a, you know, they call him the wily veteran, where he's like a guy who's like, if you sleeping in there as a young guy, even another guy like Gabriel Rosado, you see they put what's my guy's name in there, and it was supposed to be a showcase fight. Beck the Bully. And Beck got slapped by Rosado. You look at the guy and you say, oh, he got all of these losses, but a lot of those losses are, you know, the product of him being on the wrong side of favoritism.
You know, I think Luis Collazo, I think he was a step above that, man. Luis Collazo, man, that he beat Ricky Hatton ass. He had Ricky Hatton out on his feet in the end of that fight, man, and got robbed. This is when that was Ricky Hatton's first fight at welterweight. During the Floyd fight, they said, yeah, it's his first fight at welterweight. It wasn't. He fought Luis Collazo, and he was out on his feet. The last fight Hatton had, I believe the last fight he had at 140 was against a Colombian dude. I can't think of his name. He damn near had Hatton out on his feet. And that's when I realized, Hatton is getting punch drunk. He can't take shots no more. And he actually performed pretty good against Floyd until he took that hook. And we seen his little feet up in the air with the Adidas signs on the bottom.
Check hook, the check hook. Floyd checked him with that check hook.
I'm looking at Collazo. What's the name, man?
Campbell had. I think he's
heck of a resume.
Yeah. Look at that resume Collazo got. I put him a little above that. I think Collazo was an 8-level fighter, but just, you know, in the biggest fights, he took them L's. Like with Andre Berto.
Shane Mosley, Andre Berto, Freddie Hernandez, Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz, man, he was so disappointing to me because that dude, he's just one of those guys that I feel like he really exemplifies the importance of having your mental right. Because I feel like Victor Ortiz could have been a far better fighter if his mind was right.
Hell yes.
Yeah, that's true, man.
He used to like brawling, man, but he could really box, man.
Yeah, solid skills, good pop. It's just
what was going on in that cat's mind? He got knocked out. Remember?
Yeah.
He got knocked out.
He started out doing pretty good against Floyd too.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't.
I mean, I don't know if it was going to end like that. I don't know if Floyd was going to adjust and change the game up, but he started out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He did, but then he lost his cool and then just headbutted him inexplicably.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like the cat, like he didn't have his mind right.
He lost his
had
cool.
The physical tools, solid skills. Just didn't have his mind. And he had, and the man had tremendous will at one point too, because that Andre Berto fight doesn't get spoken about enough.
That's classic.
You know, I feel like that's kind of like just like a slight notch below Gotti War, like with that back and forth action, just vacillating pace. It's just real frenetic. Both of these guys are just putting hands on each other.
Did you get a fight, man? Did you get a chance to see him fight Marcos Maidana?
Yeah, I did actually.
That was a 5 knockdown fight, man.
Victor Ortiz.
Yeah. Okay. And then he kind of quit. He kind of played himself at the end of the fight. He's like, I'm only 25 years old. I shouldn't be taking this kind of punishment. And that's when everyone looked at him like, yo, come on, man. You just put up, one of the greatest fights we ever seen, man. Stop talking this soft shit.
Yeah.
Keep that to yourself.
Man, that's what's about that mentality, bro. It's just a mentality.
Yeah.
You just checking out.
Jim Layton says they got Raymond Ford in there, Jim. Oh, the TKO gym in Jersey. Okay. You heard of that Jim, Tommy? TKO gym? Tim Layton is talking about in Jersey.
No, I haven't. I'm not too familiar with Jersey like that.
Oh, how about you, Ant? You said you was right there by Jersey, right? TKO gym.
No, I've never heard of the TKO gym.
Yeah, Tim Layton was talking about it. Raymond Ford is there.
Raymond Ford is solid. He's solid.
Didn't he just fight?
I'd like to see. I don't know who he just fought, but I'd like to see him use a little bit more. I was watching him fight my guy Edward Vasquez. Vasquez putting hands on him. I felt like Vasquez. Yeah. He got the short end of the stick in that.
Yeah, they said he got robbed.
In that result. I thought so.
Yeah. Yeah. That's his own. Well, it was his own.
Vasquez is one of my favorite fighters to watch, man. That guy is fantastic. You just don't have no pop, man.
So Vasquez got robbed in both his losses. Then I thought he beat Cordina.
Cordina, yeah.
That's the one we did.
Cat, did you see the interview in the ring after the fight where he said they did it to me again? That's what he was referring to. He was talking about that Raymond Ford fight.
Raymond Ford, yeah, and Cordina. Oh, Jason Sosa was from that gym, huh, Tim? Okay. He says Jason Sosa. Jason Sosa was from Jersey, right? I think.
Yeah, he was. They say he's working the pizzeria in Jersey when he fought Loma.
That's what Tim was talking about. He came out of that TKO gym. Okay, then that's the same gym Raymond Ford trains in.
Yo, shout out to Jason Sosa for holding it down like that, man. I don't like that term when people try to disrespect these fighters and call them cab drivers and things of that sort.
I don't like that either.
And not realizing where it actually comes from, like where you had guys who weren't really making too much money, so they had to hold down jobs. The same thing with these old NBA players where they weren't making the salaries that these guys were making today. So some of these guys were literal construction workers and plumbers. And I don't feel like that should be held against them.
Back in the day, all professional athletes had other jobs and stuff. You know? Yeah. They didn't have no choice. They wasn't making no millions and signing no bonuses for $50 million and stuff like that back then, man. That was unheard of.
I don't like that stuff. I don't like that as an insult. I don't like that.
No, I don't either. No. Bonds and trash. I would never do that, man. You go up them 3 steps once. You got my utmost respect.
Excuse me.
I have never been up. So I can't call nobody a bum that's done it. Never will.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either, man.
See, my respect for these guys goes beyond them just climbing up the 3 steps. It's just the dedication and discipline that these guys, that they subject themselves to.
Yeah, that's all part of it. Yeah,
that's why I have a tremendous amount of respect for certain guys, man. Life, you just said the operative word, Cass. Lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
You look at Bernard Hopkins, is 58 years old. The man's still walking around with a 28-inch waist.
Wow, that's crazy.
Discipline, bro. And I have so much admiration for that.
Yeah. Man, I haven't had that since high school. 28-inch waist.
Yo, the man's about to be 60. He's got a 28-inch waist.
Wow.
And that brother that Jay Hardcore had on the other day, he was talking about the same thing that we were talking about over the phone with guys blowing up in between fights.
Oh yeah.
And we said, yeah, this guy is disciplined
all that
because he shows up on fight night. But it's like, yo, it's got to be year round. Like, you can't just wait until you got to fight, because then otherwise, what should be a camp where you're working on your skills and your game plan is now a fitness camp, a damn fat camp, because you got to drop 30 pounds. You know what I mean?
You got to get in shape. Yep. That's wasting part of your camp. You could be doing other stuff, you know?
Exactly.
So the fighter that comes in shape, that gives him an advantage already. Just starting camp, you know?
Because he had more time to prepare.
That's right. Yep.
Not get in shape. You got time to prepare. You game planning for your behind.
He walked around at the optimal weight.
Every time he shoots the double left hand, the double jab, he comes behind him with that. All right, we got something for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he likes.
He was working on that while you was losing weight and stuff. You know. Yeah. I like that. We talked about last week, though, that optimal weight. It is, you know. Yeah. This you can come to camp and just start working on your camp instead of losing weight and doing all that kind of stuff. Do some work for Camden County. You know, my dad was his boss. Oh, really? My dad used to look Sosa out while he was trained with funds. Okay, Tim Layton said his father was Jason Sosa's boss at work. Wow. Camden County. That's interesting, Tim. So did you know him personally or just your dad, Tim? What time we working with? 3:44. Yeah. I always get off at 4, so time for just do boxing. It's been a good cook though. So the next big card is what we got Saturday? Any fights? I haven't even really looked at it. Anything going on Saturday, Tommy, as far as boxing? I know it is, but okay, Aunt. Nobody I really know about. The next big thing is David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade, Saturday, November 25th. For the interim WBC 168 belt. Winner might potentially get a shot at Canelo Alvarez, undisputed. I doubt it, but they might. Because Canelo has 2 fights left on his EBC deal. They say he made worth $100 million. Oh, you met him once? Yeah, your dad was his your dad was his boss. Okay. You ever run into him now, Tim? What is he doing nowadays? Well, you only met him once, so yeah. What did you talk about chopping up later, Aunt? Lomachenko, right?
Possibly. I rewatched that fight from last night, that Shakur.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
De Los Santos, man. I just thought it was really intriguing. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah. My wife was out, and I taped it for her, and so I was waiting for her to watch it with her, but probably sometime later today. I haven't watched it again.
No, it's definitely one of those fights where if you got a little bit of the backstory and the information, that it just makes it a little bit more of an interesting watch.
Yeah, I know.
because Tommy pound for pound and my guy Angelo and Thomas Hill. Shout out to Thomas Hill. We went over even after I shut the stream off. We were still watching film.
Okay.
De Los Santos, and we went back over some stuff from Shakur.
Yeah.
And I was actually looking at that Blood, Sweat, and Tears, man, and hearing. I can't remember what my guy's name is. De Los Santos' coach, and he was advising him about that lead foot placement. And then when I rewatched the fight again, I'm like, yo, they were hyper vigilant about not giving anything up either.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it back later today. Yeah. Jason Sosa. No, he's not fighting no more. He wanted him to get a Tank fight. He wanted him to get put to sleep, huh, Tim? He said he hoped Sosa got a Tank fight. He would have made some money. So you got you making any pick yet decision yet on the Andrade and Benavidez next weekend, Ed? Are you still up in the air about it? It's a good fight. I don't know who I'm leaning toward yet. Training in the gym, just staying in shape. He's not fighting anymore. Okay. Yeah, I never met any professional fighters. I heard somebody said that Tank's next fight is going to be in Baltimore. I'm there.
That would be nice.
I didn't come to Baltimore, Washington area. I'm in attendance. I went to the one in D.C. in January. I think it was January 7th. The Tank and Boots and Boo Boo was on that card too. Nicholson. Who else? Rashidi and Villa. That was a nice card. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, that was that card. Yeah, Tank fought Hector that night. Yeah. The Russells was there. Yeah.
That's a very nice
tickets. Tank tickets are crazy. Wow. But I guess they got to pay them all that money, so you know who it comes from.
And then also the demand too. The demand.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Also, and depending on the size of the venue, if there's a scarcity, that's going to drive the price up.
Drive the price up. Yeah. Let's go. They said his next fight might be in this place called the Gloria Farms Arena in Baltimore. I don't know. I don't know how much that place holds now because they renovated it. It used to be you remember the old Baltimore Bullets basketball team in the 70s? Probably not.
Yeah. That's before they moved to Washington. But they were Washington Bullets, then the Washington Wizards. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be the Washington Capitals. They used to play there. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how much it holds because they just redid it a couple of years ago.
Did they expand it or is it
they expanded
just renovated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They did. Yeah, they did both. I think they made it bigger. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what he might. They say he might fight there early next year. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going. The last time he fought there, who was it? Ricardo Nunez. That was like, what was it, 2017? Something like that. That's the last time he fought in Baltimore. It was jam.
I remember they were talking about that. It was rumored that he would fight one of the Russells. This was some time ago. And I actually thought that wouldn't have been a bad idea, for that to be a homecoming fight because, it's the DMV. Those guys are from DC. So.
I'm serious. That would have been, but it never materialized. Yeah.
Have a battle for the DMV.
Yeah.
That could be a
good place for that would have been on the University of Maryland campus. Because that's like it's like 20 minutes from DC and about 30 minutes from Baltimore. College Park, Maryland. University of Maryland. That would have been a good place for it. Yeah. But it never materialized. But now, Gary Russell would be crazy to get in the ring with Tank now. What you think about that, Ed? Gary Russell? He ain't been in. When the last time he fought? Oh, 2 years ago? Or more.
I think it might have been 1 year. I think he fought in 2022.
Oh yeah, the guy who had his hand hurt. The Filipino guy. Right, I forgot all about that fight.
Yeah, Max.
What was his name? Marcelo.
That was one of my favorite performances from Gary Russell.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, and his shoulder was hurt, right?
Performances from him, because.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Put in a good performance in that fight.
That was one of the few instances where you seen Gary use his legs, because typically Gary just plants his feet and he just lets those hands go. So I thought that was a tremendous performance from him. You know, being able to use his legs the way he did. And, showed a lot of good.
I thought he won. I thought he won.
Likewise, I thought he won as well. But again, you know, I understand why Max Io got the decision, because he was, you know, during the broadcast they kept alluding to his relationship with Manny Pacquiao and how he trained with him, and
right. Yeah.
Like you just mentioned, you know, he's from the Philippines, so
yeah, they're
trying to find the angle to promote him and get that belt up off of Gary too, because of, you know, Gary's inactivity relative to all his contemporaries, fighting once a year, sometimes once every other year. So it's like, hey, we got to get this belt up off this guy.
Yeah.
And from my understanding,
he had that belt for a minute too. They got it though. Yeah, they got it from him.
Just keep that thing moving along.
Tim Layton says he's trying to make it down if Tank does fight in the area. Okay, Tim. We have to hook up and you can make it down, because I'm gonna definitely be there.
I'm going to get your mother.
So we exchange numbers when it happens, if it happens. You know. I know Jay Hardcore will be there too. Senior from the Rise Podcast. They'll be there at Force the Rise Podcast. It happens in Baltimore. Yeah, that'll be nice. Like where we could have our little meet and greet at. If that happened, you'd have to come down too, Ant. You're not that far away, New York.
No. It's probably about a 3.5 hour ride down to Baltimore. 4 at the
That's the idea to think about. If we see when they schedule that fight and everything, it's something to think about. Yeah, you just gave me an idea, Tim Layton. Thanks.
No, I get where you're coming from, Remo, but I feel as though it's two different. They present two different challenges, because although what's my guy's name, Pitbull, you know, he's a brawler, but he also doesn't possess the same type of explosiveness that De Los Santos presents. And also with De Los Santos, he was also hesitant himself.
Yeah,
he didn't really press the action like he could have. Every time
it seemed like he did.
What was that?
It seemed like he tried to do more at the beginning of the rounds, but as the round went on, like he gradually backed off. That's what it seemed like to me. You know, like you were saying, he didn't press the action all that much himself.
Nope.
No.
He didn't.
No, not like I thought he would have. And, I like him too, Remo. The Vargas brother that fought last night, Emiliano. They say that's really the best of the three. Yeah. He had a good performance coming in there behind Abdullah after he got his one-punch knockout. I know Emilio was thinking about that, and he delivered. Second round too. Both of them had 2 knockdowns, second round knockouts. Remember what we was talking about yesterday, Ann, about the Abdullah and the Vargas brother, them not being on the same card by accident. They both delivered too.
Oh yeah, man, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Put these guys on the collision course.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a similar trajectory.
Yep. And they're trying to start
there's also,
one.
you know, there's already that built-in rivalry.
Yeah.
Black versus Mexican.
Black versus Mexican. Always have soul.
Always
that goes back a lot of years. That would be a super fight in the future.
Top ranked, they're not stupid, so you already know what the play is.
They got both of them right there too. Yeah. That would be very interesting.
Molly, but you need to get the adapter. Taylor, can you use this one? This adapter, and then you use the black charger.
Okay, Krumel is the 17-year-old. I think Fernando Jr. is the oldest.
It does work.
He got a knockout recently too. I can't remember when it was. On one of those top-ranked cards this year, not too long ago. Fernando Jr. I think his name. Yeah. Yeah, Emiliano is the best. That's the way I heard it. But the thing is, you would think their father being a world championship boxer, he pushed them toward it, but he said no, he didn't want none of his sons to box. They all did it on their own, you know? He said they wanted to do it. He tried to steer him away from it, but they wanted to follow in his footsteps. It worked out so far. Man, it's almost 4 o'clock again. Time flies when you're having fun. Like another successful cook. Appreciate Aunt McQueen, as usual, helping me out. Tim Layton, big time supporter Tim Layton. JBT, Remo in the building. Had Jay Hardcore early. Tampa Tommy. Oh, Tampa Tommy is gone. I wasn't even looking. I thought he was still up there. Appreciate him. Hope I can keep helping him get business. That'd be nice. Okay. So make sure if you do that anything, make sure you send me the link, man.
No, I will for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll do it again tomorrow. And nice as usual. Appreciate everyone. Okay. Appreciate everyone for supporting my little small channel. But guess what? You got to be small before you can be big, right? This is Cash Sports. I'm gone. See y'all. Yeah. Well, I didn't even end the damn thing, man. Oh, shit. There we go.